be totally honest. Growing up in school, I was never the best student academically. Growing up in school, I was never the best student even regarding behavior. But I remember I would associate with that group. You know that group. You were in that group, or you wanted to be in that group. That group that was a little bit more colorful than others. They were a little bit more boisterous than others. They were a little bit more loud than others. They were a little bit more fun than others. I would, try to hang out with that group, try to eat with that group, try to sit next to that group in class, trying to fit in because they just seemed to be that group. Well, one day I was with that group, and I remember the teacher saying, okay, you guys, that group, stand up, space yourselves out, and face the wall. I remember her telling us, and I guess we were social distancing even back then. We were getting ready for today, right? So she would say, stand up, space yourself out, and face the wall. She wanted us literally to put our nose right next to the wall. And she was telling us this because we were interrupting the learning process. We were disrupting the learning process. We were cutting up, clowning around, fussing around, horsing around, doing all sorts of things that we weren't supposed to be doing. So she asked us to stand up, space ourselves out, and face the wall so we could get ourselves together. Turns out that teacher must have been reading 2 Kings chapter 20, verse 1 and 2. It talks about this king. His name is Hezekiah, and he was just told he's going to die. He's really, really sick. He's terminal. He's going to die. He's told that in verse 1. And in verse 2, it says, King Hezekiah turned his face to the wall and prayed to the Lord. Wow. So can you imagine being told you're going to die, and you and I, we would probably cry, we would probably complain, we would probably fuss, cuss, murmur, kick something, throw something, get on social media and vent and text everybody. He didn't do that. King Hezekiah, after being told that his life was ending, his world was coming to a close, he turned to the wall and prayed to God. Biblically, when you turn to the wall, it means you're turning your back on everybody and everything else, and you're going to engage in a time of petition and prayer and intercession to the Lord. And that's exactly what he did. And later on, we read that God answered his prayer request to heal his body. What would happen if, when life and trials and tribulation and circumstances and situations hit us right upside our heads? What if we didn't go to social media and vent? What if we didn't call somebody else and ask them for solutions? What if the first thing we did was turn our face to the wall and begin to pray? I believe God would show us, God would talk to us, God would speak to us, we would be able to hear things from God. God would meet us in that space, in that place, in that moment, when we would just stop, space ourselves out now, and just face the wall in prayer and petition. The next time, if I can encourage you, the next time, if I can prompt you and provoke you, the next time life hits you upside your head, I'm going to ask you, stop, space yourself out, and just face the wall and begin to go to God in prayer. And I believe he will exceed your expectations, all because you stopped what you were doing and you turned towards him. Listen, I believe this message is for you and for someone else. It's not just for us. Let's not be stingy. Would you mind sharing this message with someone? I would really appreciate it. God bless you.